Jai Shri Gurudev. Good morning, my dear students. Welcome to the 8th Standard Science online classes. My dear students, so I hope you are all fine. And then, so you already completed your midterm lessons and the examinations also. I hope you already did the examination very well. And dear students, must be work hard and try to get more marks in the next upcoming examinations. I wish you good luck for your next studies and as well as examination. Dear children, so as we know that the various biological activities that will be takes place in our surroundings. So changing of day and night, flowering, development of an organism. If you take the human body, in that also various biological activities or metabolic activities that will be takes place. Right now. So how these are all will be takes place? How the living organisms we can easily differentiate? How we can easily compare the living organism and this one is a non-living organism? How we have to compare? So, yes, these are all the things that we are going to discuss in the lesson life process. Yes, dear children. So my first question is, what kind of the criteria or what kind of things are the principles that you are going to take to decide whether something is alive or not? ಅಂದರೆ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಜೀವಿ ಬದುಕಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಕ್ರೈಟೀರಿಯಾಸ್ ದಟ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಿ ದಟ್? ಎಸ್, ಬೇಸಿಕಲಿ the most important criteria to decide whether something is live or not is the movement. You are observing a pictures on the screen right now. Some of the bird is flying and the fish is moving from one place to other place, and some of the microorganisms and bacteria is present in that. There will be movements will be takes place and the fish breathing that you are going to observe. Is it right? So is it enough to tell that a living organism is alive or not? Yes, it is enough. Why? Because it will be showing various movements and various metabolic activities that will be showing in the, it will be takes place in each and living organisms, right? No? Yes. So all living things move without the help of any external help. Some movements are easily visible, like the movements are. So some of the movements that we can easily visible, like movement, breathing, and eating of food, exchange of gases that will be takes place in the fish, right now. So these we can, based on these things, we can easily say whether something is live or not. If any one organism is dead, so what are the criteria that we can say either this organism is dead? How we can easily get the conclusion if the organism is become dead? It doesn't show any movements right now. It does not show any movements and it does not show any various metabolic activities in that. Right now, breathing is absent, eating of food is absent, movement is absent. Is it right? So based on that, we can tell that organism is dead. Is it right? No. So then the question is, as we know that in the previously we discussed about the living organisms will be show some movements and various metabolic activities, right? No. So these are all the metabolic activities together, we call it as life process. What we call it as life process. Then tell me, what do you mean by life process? Yes. So some of the movements, whatever the various molecular movements or the biological movements that will be takes place in the living organisms, that will be very helpful for the are necessary for all the life process. Is it right? So, the next is the life process is the basic process in each and every living organism. They are very necessary. They are very necessary to maintain their life. So, the basic life process activities are either that is in nutrition, respiration, transportation, and excretion. They are the major 4 life process activities that will be takes place in our body. So which are those? Nutrition, respiration, transportation, and excretion. These are all the major 4 life process activities that will be takes place in each and every living organisms. Understand? No? So what do you mean by nutrition? As we know that the nutrition is nothing but something, it is a kind of a life process activity. Respiration, it is also one kind of the life process activity. Right now, so then, what are the phenomenon that will be takes place? What are the techniques or the structure of the nutrition? So these are all we are going to discuss now. So first let us discuss about the nutrition. So what do you mean by nutrition? It is a process of taking food by an organism. For what purpose that organism will be eat the food? To utilize their body growth and development. Right now? So nutrition is nothing but the process of taking food by an organism and it's utilized by the body or organism for growth and development. For what purpose the organism will be consume the food? Yes, for the process of growth and development, the organism that will be consume the food. This phenomenon we call it as nutrition. So nutrition means the process of taking of food by an organism and it is utilized by the body for the life process. For the process of for the purpose of life process. This is we call it as nutrition. The next one is respiration. What do you mean by respiration and how this respiration is very helpful to us? Dear children, you already discussed that respiration and the respiration phenomenon in the previous class also. So, whatever we are consuming the food, that will be consisting of improper format of energy. Right now, if you want to get the proper or good amount of energy, the respiration is very essential. Why? Because this is a process in which the food will be burned properly in the cells and produces energy in the presence of oxygen. Oxygen is very essential here. At the time of the respiration, the breakdown of the glucose will be takes place in each and every living cell. Because of the breakdown of the glucose only, it will be produces huge amount of energy in the presence of oxygen. So at the time of the respiration, each and every living organism inhale the oxygen and exhale the carbon dioxide. Right now, so what happen if any one living organism will be inhale the oxygen? Dear children, the organism inhaled or breathe in the oxygen, that will be very helpful to burn the glucose and it will be very helpful for releasing of energy. So that's why only the respiration will be play a major role in the process of or in the life process. So means the respiration is a process by which the food is burnt in the cells of the body with the help of oxygen and produce or it releases more amount of energy. Understand? No. The next one more life process activity, that is we call it as transportation. So this transportation is also the process of life process activity by which, as we know that food, oxygen, water is very essential for each and every living organism. So this transportation will be takes place by the help of transportation phenomenon, or by the help of specific transportation channel that is present in each and every living organism. So the transportation is nothing but it is a process by which food, oxygen, water, waste products are carried from one part of the body to other part of the body. This phenomenon we call it as transportation. Understand? No, the next very important life process activity, that is we call it as excretion. Dear children, whatever we are consume the food, so in that entire digested food that will be absorbed in the small intestine, and undigested food that will be eliminated, right? No, same kind only. So that phenomenon we call it as elimination, right? No, so same kind only. Our body also having one more very important elimination part, that is we call it as excretory system. In that excretory system, so that will be very helpful to eliminate or remove the waste products or the nitrogenous waste products from the body. So understand now, so meaning of life process and the different kinds of the life process activities that will be held in our body. So life process is nothing but it is a basic process in each and every living organism, and it is necessary for maintaining their life. So there are four kinds of the basic life process activities are there: nutrition, respiration, transportation, and excretion. So these are all the concepts that we are discussing. So now we are going to discuss more information regarding the nutrition. So as we know that the nutrition is nothing but it is a process of intaking of the food by an organism, and it is utilized by the body for the purpose of growth and development, right? No, so again that nutrition has been divided into two parts. How many parts that nutrition has been divided? Yes, dear children, the nutrition has been divided into two types. So that is autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition. Understand? No, autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition. What do you mean by autotrophic nutrition? Yes, that is also you are already discussed in the previous class also. So autotrophic nutrition is nothing but it is a kind of a nutrition in which organisms prepare their own food by the process of photosynthesis. By the process of photosynthesis. This phenomenon we call it as autotrophic. This kind of a nutrition we call it as autotrophic nutrition. Right? No. So example for the autotrophic nutrition is all the green plants. All the green plants. At the time of the photosynthesis, plant absorb the carbon dioxide, water and minerals and sunlight. These components will be very helpful for the manufacturing of food in the plants. So in the autotrophic mode of nutrition means they have a capability to prepare their own food just like a plant. The plants having has its own capacity to prepare their own food, right? No, children. So this kind of a nutrition we call it as autotrophic nutrition. Okay, so whatever the plant is prepare its own food, that is utilized by the plants only for the plant's growth and development. So this we call it as autotrophic nutrition. So the next very important kind of the nutrition, that is heterotrophic nutrition. What do you mean by heterotrophic nutrition? Yes, children, heterotrophs is nothing but they depend on others. which means they do not have a capacity to prepare their own food, and they will be depend on the plants only. They depend on plants only. Such a kind of a mode of nutrition, we call it as heterotrophic nutrition. The example for the heterotrophic nutrition is all the animals and all non-green organisms. All the non-green organisms and all the green plants will becomes under the all the animals and all the non-green animal organisms that will becomes under the heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Dear children, we have discussed about the nutrition and their meaning and the types of the nutrition, that is autotrophic and heterotrophic nutrition, right? No. So again, that heterotrophic nutrition has been divided into three major groups. So they are saprophytic, parasitic and holozoic nutrition. So what do you mean by saprophytic? So saprophytic kind of nutrition is nothing but the nutrition in which organisms get their food from dead and decaying organism. So which means the saprophytic organisms like mushroom, bread mold, yeast. So we will be where we are going to find these are all the things. Mushroom we will be found in the where the dead organisms is present right now. Bread mold and yeast is also we will be find out in the where the dead and decaying particles or the organisms is present. In that reason only we will be find out this kind of one. So which means the saprophytic nutrition is nothing but the organism will be get the nutrition by the help of dead and decaying organisms. This we call it as saprophytic nutrition. So that in the picture you are observing the first picture, that is a mushroom right now. So you are observing in the mushroom, this mushroom will be find out where the moisture is present. In that reason only that saprophytic or the mushroom that will be grown ups. Where the moisture is more, where the dead and decaying organisms is more reason, or in that area only we will be find out the saprophytic kind of nutrition. Right now, the next type of the heterotrophic nutrition is parasite. Plasmodium, tapeworm, roundworm, cuscuta, these are all the kinds of the organisms. This will be act as will be shows the parasitic mode of nutrition. So here the nutrition in the parasitic nutrition, it is also kind of the nutrition in which the organism get their food from living organisms without killing them. Without killing them. So in the mode of the parasitic nutrition, for example, plasmodium or tapeworm and roundworm. So these are all the kinds of the parasites that we will be observed in the human body. The plasmodium will be causes the malaria, tapeworm and roundworm will be causes or the different kinds of health disorders in our body, health disorders in our body. ಜಂತು ಹುಳುಗಳು ಅಂತ ಏನು ಕರಿತೀವಿ, that is we will be present in our body right now. So ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, what that roundworm and the tapeworm will be done in our body. So whatever we are consuming the food, that will be completely they only that parasitic mode of organisms whatever is present in our body, that only will be consumed the entire food, okay, and leads sickness. ವಿಚ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಬಾಡಿಗೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಏನು ಊಟ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಥವಾ ಏನು ಫುಡ್ ತಿಂತೀವಿ, ಎಂಟೈರ್ ಆ ಫುಡ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮಡ್ ಬೈ ದ ಪ್ಯಾರಾಸೈಟ್ಸ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ. ಹೆನ್ಸ್ our body doesn't get the sufficient amount of energy. So this kind of a nutrition we call it as parasitic nutrition, which means they depend on the other living organisms. They depend on other living organisms. So the next one is holozoic nutrition. It is also one kind of the nutrition in which organisms take the food directly and then digest and absorb it. Amoeba, paramecium and birds, fishes, human is also one kind of holozoic nutrition. Right? No. So best example is amoeba. Are you observing in the picture? in the amoeba, are you observing in the picture amoeba? See that anyone that a dot that is a call it as a food particle that is entered to amoeba body. In that only the process of digestion will be takes place, and again the undigested food will be eliminated and the digested food will be absorbed and utilized in the various kinds. So this is the kinds or different kinds of the heterotropic mode of nutrition. Dear children, in this session we have discussed about the brief information related to the life process and meaning of life process and the types of different kinds of the life process activities that will be takes place in our body and each and every living organism, and the nutrition and its meaning and types of nutrition, that is autotrophic nutrition and heterotropic nutrition. After that, the types of the heterotropic nutrition, that is a saprophytic nutrition, parasitic nutrition, and as well as holozoic nutrition. These are all the concepts that we are discussed in this class. Dear children, is there any doubts regarding today's discussed topics? Please drop a message through WhatsApp or make a phone call. Dear children, please maintain social distance when you are moving outside and wear the mask. This will be very helpful to prevent the spreading of COVID-19. And complete the given homeworks and send through WhatsApp without file. Thank you. Jai Shri Gurudev.